Are you tired of being stuck on trying to figure out how to open up a specific campaign in the game? Did you delete a quest and forget how to pick it back up? Are you looking for new PvP ideas on how to better perform? Look no further. My name is Patrick, and in today's video, we're going to go over a few steps for some new light players to help better experience the game. Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. As promised, this video is going to go over a few things on how to start specific campaigns, if you happen to accidentally erase a quest or something like that, where to repick that back up, as well as a few PvE ideas. So, first thing you want to do, go to the tower. You're going to go to the terminal kiosk like I showed here. This is going to be where all of your previous quests are, campaigns, so Forsaken, Shadowkeep, and Beyond Light. For new light players, is going to be under the new light tab. The quest tab right there is going to have a specific campaign quest that you may have accidentally erased. Seasonal ritual weapons are going to be in that location. Here are your exotic quests if you happen to accidentally erase one, and same for your past quests. Past quest lines for something that you may have missed. If you go to the directory on the top right, it shows you the campaign order. So you're going to go Forsaken, Shadowkeep, Beyond Light. That way you get the proper experience. So this portion of the video, we're going to go over 3 specific builds for each class that I personally like to use. This first one is going to be for the Warlock. We're going to be taking advantage of, the Shadebinder with Bleak Watchers with Eye of Another World. So for every ability you use with this helmet, it's going to increase the recharge rate of your other abilities. And the Bleak Watchers turret is an endgame phenomena. This thing is going to be perfect for ad control, for things like raids, if you wanted to use them, as well as Grandmasters. If you're doing Legend Lost sectors or Master Lost sectors, it's great for that as well. The tracking on the Bleak Watcher turret, once you throw that grenade, is ridiculous. It's got a crazy range on it. It's going to slow the people down. It's going to freeze your champions. One thing to keep in mind though, for overloads, I've noticed that it consistently freezes and re-stuns them, so it can mess up a little bit on like their health trigger, so you want to keep an eye out for that. This season it's not as bad because you got the bows for overload, and if you're using the Laymanok, probably said that wrong because I've always said that bow wrong, but the poison damage over time that it runs counterbalances that freeze time, so it'll stun them, but it's not going to mess up the stuns or re-stuns for overloads, which is nice because last season it was pretty bad. Alright, so this next one is a bit of a broken one for this season in particular. We're going to be using Bottom Tree Dawnblade with the Necrotic Grips. I like to run this with Thorn as well, because Thorn already pairs with Necrotic Grips very well. But this build is broken because your explosive and detonations from Bottom Tree for your grenade abilities as well as your melees procs the poison DOT from Necrotic Grips and spreads, so this is great for ad clearing. This is great for just overall fun, to be honest with you. It's a blast to use in patrol modes and things like that, or if you're running strikes and you happen to have a solar burn, it's really fun for ad clear in that as well. Plus, Bottom Tree Dawnblade is a very overlooked ability in my opinion. The fact that you can get your super back from your Dawnblade kills for a certain amount of time, being stacked with Necrotic Grips, is just phenomenal. As you can see right there, the melee just proc it, sends it on to the next one. Now this one right here is the one that I run the most. This is a very specific build for my playstyle. I have high recovery and high discipline, so I get grenades back. But we're going to use the Nothing Manacles. You get an extra scatter grenade as well as improved scatter grenades. And we're going to pair this with Bottom Tree Voidwalker. So you have Devour, so you're consistently getting grenades back, you're consistently healing. And on top of that, we're pairing this with a Ikelos SMG that's got Substance and Demolition on there. As you can see from my kills on this gun, I use this quite a bit. One of my favorite builds for Warlock, to be honest with you, because you're always getting your abilities back. The Scatter Grenade's got a great improve on this season. It's just all around ad clearing dominance. It works very well for security inside of Deepstone Crypt. It works very well for oracles and the confluences on Bog. This week is Void Burn for strikes. It works very well on that as well, obviously. And who doesn't like just chucking grenades left and right? I mean, come on. That's the best part of the game, in my opinion. Alright, so this next build is for Titan. This one doesn't really need an introduction. It's the Starfall Missile Titan. So Starfall Caress with Middle Tree Missile Titan. This thing does insane damage when it comes to bosses. It can easily one-hit stun champions up in Master difficulty. Grandmaster, not quite, but it does take a huge chunk of their health off. But if you're running Grandmaster Nightfalls, you're not going to want to be using this anyways. But this is great for like Legend Lost Sectors, Master Lost Sectors, Arc Burn for strikes. If you're running public events, it works very well for Atheon inside of Vogue. It works very well for Atrax and Taniks and Deepstone Crypt. So all around great build. If you have this chest piece, highly recommend giving this one a try if you haven't. If you don't have this chest piece, when you're looking at your Legend Lost Sectors and Master Lost Sectors for the week, you want to look specifically for somebody that's got chest drops. And this is the go-to right here. Run a few of them. Don't necessarily need an insane chest piece, but it's best if you have something that's got high intellect. Alright, so our next one is going to be for Void. It is the Bottom Tree Sentinel with the Doomfang Palindrome. This exotic gives you your shield toss back after each kill, as well as restoring super energy. In theory, you can keep this going an infinite amount of time if you're precise with your shield toss and if you're consistently getting kills. Prime example is, say, if you're in the Thrall wave for the Shattered Throne, you can sit there and spam infinite super the entire time. This is the second best, in my opinion, for farming things for like the Dawning, like for your essences for the cookies, as well as for Festival of Lost for the candies. I will be having builds on certain things that you can do for those when those events do come live later on this year. So keep an eye out for those. But all in all, Void, this is one of my favorite go-tos. It's very fun to use, and you guys are going to enjoy it. Not to mention in things like Crucible, especially for Iron Banner. This is one of my go-to supers that I use. It's devastating. If you can catch the people out of spawn for Iron Banner, you can get 6 stacks, 7 columns. I haven't gotten a 7th column yet with it, but I've been close quite a few times. I got a couple of the 6 stacks. Like I said, all in all, very good Void build for the Titan. You guys are going to enjoy it. Alright, so the third and final build that we have for Titan is Bottom Tree Sunbreaker with the Hollowfire Heart. This particular exotic increases your grenade and melee recharge rate when your super is full at a pretty good level, and it pairs very well with this tree itself for Sunbreaker, because for every melee grenade kill you get, it procs a sunspot on the ground, and if you're standing in it, it increases your grenade recharge rate grenade and melee recharge rate as well. But it also clears out ads very well. So you'll see when we come up here to this doorway, we have the one grenade that went in, kills an enemy, creates a sunspot, and it just consistently does it over again. Sunspot is going to wear out because there's no enemies. Pop another grenade in there, rinse and repeat. This is great for spots that have like enemies that just consistently pour out of one spawn point. I found that it works pretty well in security room for Deepstone Crypt. It works extremely well for Oracles and Confluences and Bog, and it's all around just a fun build to use. Not to mention the hammers themselves create sunspots on targets when it hits them, so it burns them for, a pretty significant amount of damage. All in all, this is my favorite go-to for Titan when I'm playing it. Highly recommend you guys checking it out. Like, look how this is going to clear out this door. All those shanks spawn in, chuck one grenade, and it's a wrap. Alright, so the next one, we're moving on to our hunters. The first build we have is Celestial Nighthawk on Bottom Tree Golden Gun. It pairs very well with this one because there is a perk called Practice Makes Perfect on this tree, where precision hits increase the super recharge rate. And Golden Gun is just an all-around good super, but when you pair it with something like Celestial Nighthawk, it deletes 308k off of a crit hit, and you get super energy back. The next build we have, and this is just my personal preference for this, is a super trolley build, especially in PvP, but for PvE, it's very good for ad clear. We're going to use the Revenant Hunter. I prefer to pair them with Stompies, but you can use the Mask of Bascaris. Like I said, me personally, I like running this with Stompies. Shatter Dive is still very good, not as good as it used to be, but still very good. Run this with Marksman's Dodge so that you can get your melee ability back if you dodge close to an enemy. All in all, Revenant is a go-to for ad clear and PvE. It's very, very useful. Don't really need to say much about this one because I know a lot of people run this build already, maybe with Bascaris or something else, but like I said, I prefer Stompies. But if you're not utilizing Stasis on a Hunter, you definitely need to check that out. Alright, the last one that we're going to be going over is Assassin's Cowl with Top Tree Arcstrider. Melee finishes with this exotic make you go invisible and increases your health regen. Pair this with Combination Blow that can stack up to 3 times and does crazy damage. It's just an ad clearing boss. And you get that invisibility, so it's very helpful if you're running high-end stuff like Master Lost Sectors, let's try that again, or anything like that. The damage output from Combination Blow, especially if you pair it with a shotgun that's got something like 1-2 punch on there, is just gonna delete. Now, you used to be able to use Liar Handshake. They're still good, but they did receive a very significant nerf, which is disappointing because that used to be the go-to run for Combination Blow for Top Tree Arcstrider. But this is still a very good build. I very much enjoy running this. If I'm running Hunter, more than likely this is the build that I'm running. Like I said, who doesn't like going invisible and getting your health back? It's the same concept as the Devour build for Warlock, only you get invisibility. Not to mention, and you'll see when we get up here and pop the super, Combination Blow does stack with your super itself. So if you get a ×3 stack and pop your super, you're going to be doing increased damage. Another good one to use would be Raiden Flux if you have it. I prefer using Assassin's Cowl for the invisibility, but it works very well as well with Arcstrider. Alright, but that's going to do it for today's video. I hope this was informative for everybody, especially you new light players. Please hit that like and subscribe button, share this with a new light player or a friend, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.